guys, it's Allie, and this is my vlog number 3. I will be honest and say that when I first saw the assignment and that I was going to be listening to Mozart and trying to find characteristics of plain chant in his music, I did not think I'd be able to do that, and I was very intrigued. But as I was listening to the excerpts, I found actually quite a bit of characteristics in each of the listening selections. So I was really blown away that Mozart did use plain chant kind of in his music. So here's some of the things I found. In the Missa Brevis, some of the things I wrote down was compared to the plain chant we've been listening to, there was less use of melismas. There was some when the soloist sang, but there wasn't a lot. It was mostly text-speech rhythm and set syllabically. But at times it was in a responsorial style. So you had a soloist singing and then the choir would come in and then back to the soloist. But then at 3 minutes and 15 seconds around that point, I said it was antiphonal. If you considered the choir and the instruments as two separate groups, at one point they were alternating, so the choir sang all together and then the instruments played and then went back to the choir. So those were some of the things I kind of made connections to with the plain chant. With Jupiter, the first 4 notes were extremely important. So the opening 4 notes focused, he focused a lot on that. They were accented and they were longer rhythm durations. And he started many of the phrases with those 4 notes and then built off it and went from there. So he would, even though he changed the rhythm at some points, so it would repeat, he still had that, okay, starting on this note, next note, and then that. Even though there was repeating or there was sometimes like flourishing and melismas down and some fun stuff in between. And I kind of compared that to the gradual from the Mass for Christmas Day because that started syllabically with the text matching the notes and the pitches and the rhythm. But then towards the end of the phrase, it kind of flourished. So it brought importance to the beginning of the phrase in the first few notes. So I compared it to that and thought of that as plain chant. As far as the Jupiter installation video, I thought that was really cool. It took me a little bit to make sense of actually what was happening, and I had to read about the musical analysis section to get more information about what the computer was actually trying to do and what was inputted into the computer. But one of the things I thought my students might make a connection to is they may think of Disney's Fantasia. There was a lot of points in Fantasia where it would play a piece of music and have the animation kind of match it. So I thought that was something they might make a connection to if they've ever seen Fantasia. And I thought it'd be cool to show them because it's great to show that technology is not perfect. And when they're creating, playing, and making music, they're doing something that a machine is struggling to make sense of. And I thought it was cool that it never repeats, so I think my students might find that pretty cool too. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts, so if you have any comments for me, and I look forward to seeing your guys' videos.